Well, hey everybody, welcome to a brief episode of Master the NEC, where we talk about the National Electrical Code and all things electrically related. Of course, my name is Paul Abernathy, if you're not familiar with that by now. Where you been? We've had hundreds and hundreds of podcasts and videos available over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Master the NEC. Or, of course, you might be familiar with our podcasts, which, again, we have hundreds of those available on all your popular podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Spotify, iHeartRadio. All you got to do is search for Master the NEC podcast, and you'll find it. We also have Electrician Live podcast that's out there as well, so you might want to choose to search for Electrician Live. We share all of our podcasts on the same platform so that you have a broader offering to be able to listen to all of our podcasts on all types of subjects that are of interest to the electrical industry, whether it's just about code or maybe we'll have discussions about electrical installations or whatever you want to listen to. We're going to have a show for you. Now, on today's episode, I want to talk about why our exam prep programs may not be the program for you. Now, I talk a lot about how our programs are the best in the industry. In other words, again, code is code, right? So you're not reinventing the wheel, but it's the delivery and the requirement on your end to participate and our end to educate that together marries us together with your success. But at the end of the day, there are people that our system is not designed for. So we're going to talk about the four main things that would be something that would tell you that our system of exam preparation is not right for you. And it might not be right for everybody. So we want to clarify it and clear the air. And let's examine why our system, our exam prep program, if you're trying to learn the National Electrical Code or if you're trying to prepare for an exam, why our system may not be for you. Okay. And I spend a lot of time telling you why our system is for you because we really just want to teach the National Electrical Code. We want to teach it. We don't try to break it down in a sense as, we're going to learn the math for a master's exam or for a journeyman's exam. It's irrelevant. Code is code, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be broken down any more than that. All right. So you learn the code, everything's going to be okay. But there are situations where you are looking to prepare for an exam or trying to learn the code, and our program just might not be the one for you. And before we get into what I consider the four areas of where our program's not for you, I do want to give a shout out to our show sponsor. So we are sponsoring this episode with the Electricians Academy. Now, the Electricians Academy is a full online academy where you get logins, your consoles, interaction with instructors. It's called the Electricians Academy. And if you want to learn really detailed knowledge and have all of your, when you read the material, have it critiqued by an industry expert, then you want to go check out electricalinstructor.com. So at electricalinstructor.com, you'll see that there is residential, commercial, there's industrial, there's grounding and bonding, and there is, of course, Electricity 101. And all of those courses are designed to take the electrician from point A and rapidly increase their knowledge so that they become very proficient in the field because they know all the ins and outs, all the little things that can be pitfalls that you might run into. So check out the Electricians Academy at electricalinstructor.com. All right, so that's the sponsors for today's show. Give them a check. They are a part of our Electrical Code Academy network. It's just a separate academy that's devoted to taking licensed electricians to the next level. All right, so let's talk about why our exam prep programs that we have over at masterthenec.com or electricalcodeacademy.com, .net or .org, whatever, why they might not be right for you. And you have to make this decision. Now, if you want to learn the code, we don't give you any BS when it comes to, again, versus journeyman master. We teach you code. Code is code, all right? Don't try to smoke and mirrors it. That way we sell you a program and then year later when you want to take your master's, we're trying to sell you another program. That's all BS, okay? It's one program. It teaches you everything you need to know and really tries to get you to retain it. But there are going to be people that this product is not right for. So let's look at the 4 reasons that our exam prep program might not be right for you, okay? Number 1, quick fix. This program is not a quick fix. Just because you get into the program and you get it and you start saying, well, I got to pass this exam, but I don't want to put in the effort. Just by getting a program that teaches code is not going to be a quick fix. So up front, if you're stressing out because you have to pass a test in a couple weeks or something like that, this is not the answer. This is not the quick fix. It's a lot of reading. There are a lot of competency reviews, and they get graded personally. We grade reviews every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes quicker depending on our schedule. But you really, if you're looking for a quick fix, this is not it. Can you learn the code? Yes. Could you cram course it and learn? Yes. But we're going to tell you it's not a quick fix. If you're in an extreme time crunch, not the course for you. Check out something else. This is not your direction. Okay. Now, if you have 60 and 90 days, now we do offer a 30-day program, which is extremely intense. And you can check that out on our website, masterthenec.com. However, we recommend that you at least give yourself 60 or 90 days of proper study to prepare for an exam. Now, you have access to all of our courses for a year. But if you're in that 60 and 90-day period, then you can be successful. But you have to commit to it. This is not a quick fix. It's not going to come to you by osmosis. Okay, just because you bought the program doesn't mean if you don't follow the program, if you don't do the units, if you don't do the quizzes, if you don't do the competency reviews, if you don't watch the videos, and if you don't really dig into the course material and be dedicated to it, you're not going to be successful. Okay, it's not. It's just not going to work for you. You have to be dedicated. Remember, this is your license, so you have to be focused. Number 2, we are not going to give you all the answers. Okay? So when you're in the program, you have to read the material. And when you read the material, you're going to see that in the material, the answers to our questions, our review questions, our competency questions, all of those things are in the material. Now, the reason we call them competency reviews is because we're trying to gauge how much of the information that you retained during your reading exercise. Now, of course, we have the feature where it'll read it to you if you want to do that. Again, we call it ballistic training, whereas you read it in your mind, you follow the bouncing ball, but it also, you hear it as well. And we recommend headphones in a very quiet atmosphere and do that when you're putting that kind of ballistic training approach to it. But at the end of the day, we're not going to give you the answers. Now, if you do your competency reviews and you get below a 60%, then we're not going to give you the answers. We're going to make you take the unit over again. At least you should want to take the unit over again. We're not here to just spit the answers out to you. Now, when you get over 60%, we're going to give you answers, and we're going to recommend that you think about taking the unit again because this is important information. And again, if you take an exam, you're not going to be able to use the index and look things up on every question. So the reason we're doing this and the reason you're reading the material is because you want to try to retain some of the important aspects of the material so that when you get into an exam environment or in the real world when you're under the crunch to know the National Electrical Code, that some of the information will just come to you because you just have done it through repetition. And remember, our programs are study plans. They're programs, okay? They're put together in a way to construct your learning process from the very beginning, whether it's definitions, and work your way up to more complicated things as you work through the National Electrical Code. It's designed that way for a reason. There are certain units in the middle of this program, most notably 8, 11, and 13, that are extremely difficult for students. And that's okay. If you were getting hundreds on everything out of the bat, then you probably didn't need the course. But look, we're not going to give you the answers unless you get over a certain value. And if your scores aren't averaging over 85%, then we're probably going to recommend that you redo that unit. Remember, this is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Take your time. You need to put the time in. So we're not going to give you the answers. Okay. You have to get a certain score, and then we will help you. But again, it's not just to go in there and say, oh, I got a crappy score. Just give me the answer so I can move on and move through this thing. If you want to waste your money, do that somewhere else. That's not what this course is all about. And it's not my fundamental concept of how I teach. Okay, anybody that's listened to my podcast or watched my videos know I have a teaching style. Sometimes it's all over the place, but it is a style. The third reason why you may not want our course or our system, it is not all videos and no reading. Okay, I have people that contact me and says, is all yours tutorials or all of yours videos because that's how you learn? If that's how you learn, this is not the program for you. Okay, when you take an exam, you're not taking it by watching videos. The problem with people today is videos are great, but when you are in an exam environment, you have to read the context of the question and be able to understand the question and decipher what the meaning is of the question so that you can actually find the code reference and find what the answer is. And so you need to be in that environment where you're reading a question, you're reading the material, and you have to comprehend it. If you finish a unit and you cannot remember anything that you just read, that's a dead giveaway that you have what's called comprehension retention problems. And how do you fix that? You go back and you really focus on the material. You get rid of all the distractions and you really focus on it. Okay? A lot of people have reading comprehension retention problems. And so that's a big deal because we need to start focusing on how you remember stuff and doing it repetitiously. And that's why you have the reviews. That's why you have the competency tests. That's why you have the reading material. Also, during all of the exams in our program, you have access to the actual course book to reread the information while you're doing the test. On the right side of our student console is a little blue book. And that is an actual book of the study material that you just finished reading. And you can go right to the unit that you're working on and reread important aspects of it and find where it talks about certain areas of the code. Then you crack your code book open and you look it up. All of this is part of the process. But if you're looking for nothing but videos, and of course we have videos, but if you're looking for nothing but videos and no reading, this is not the course for you. And I would recommend that you move on and you find something else because, again, we're not here to do just videos and you watch and not have to put in the reading efforts because, again, to me, you have to learn to understand the NEC, but you have to work on your reading comprehension and retention skills. And that's what this program's trying to do. And you just have to have patience in it. But if you're looking for all videos and that's all you want, this is not the program for you up front. Certainly isn't. While there are videos in there, it's not its main driver. And lastly, we do not offer a guarantee if you do not put in the effort. You are not going to pass your exam by not putting in the effort in this program. Now, we have a lot of students in our exam prep program. And we have a lot of students that are in the program that are, quite frankly, some of them are quite lazy. And we have some great students. I'm not sitting here to disparage our students, but I'm saying some of them have been in the course. And for the life of me, I'm not sure why you'd invest the money to do nothing in the program. Because if you were to get in a program like this and you were to say, this doesn't help me, yet I look at your performance and notice that you're not doing any of the work, then you didn't give the program a shot. Luckily for us, we have a lot of students, and the majority of them are progressing through the programs very well, and people have been very successful. But there's still students who still, for the life of me, don't understand. I guess life gets in the way, but again, this is your license now. Yes, you have access for a whole year, but usually I tell people when you get into a program like this, jump in. You need to be focused. And you need to be working on getting this license. And so when I look at it that way, I just say, hey, guys, get up, get into it, get into your program, start learning, do a little bit here and a little bit there. Remember, there's a lot of practice tests. There's a lot of competency reviews. There's a lot of reading. But again, if you're not a reader, then it has a listen option. But again, it all works together. But if you're looking for a guarantee, but you're not willing to put in the effort, then this isn't the course for you. Okay, you can't learn the National Electrical Code by osmosis, simply cracking the book open and it's just going to learn it. You can't learn, and I couldn't tell you the number of calls I get from people who say I bought videos or I bought DVDs and I still failed my exam. I'm a firm believer that you're not going to be successful by just sitting and watching other people dictate something. You have to read it. You have to comprehend it. Now, you can learn little things. YouTube is great for learning things. Videos can be great for certain time frames of learning, basic principles. But nothing is ever going to take the place of being able to read something, comprehending it, and retaining it, and being able to regurgitate it. Those are the type of things that come from putting in the time, putting in the effort. And that's what the courses are all about. So those are the 4 areas that if you fall into those areas, please do not invest in our system. Do not invest in us, because we will feel that there's no need for us to invest in you if you can't invest truly into the system, because again, it's all about your success. Can you pass your exam with our system? We guarantee it. However, if you don't put in the effort, you don't move through the units, you don't take the practice quizzes, you don't follow the program, then no, you're not going to be successful. We can't guarantee anything. So again, the rate of guarantee is all based on the rate of your participation. And that's always going to be the case. Okay? You can't get proficient at anything unless you put in the effort. Okay? So those are my 4 reasons why you should not buy our program. However, if you're dedicated to learning the code, you don't fall for the BS between journeyman and master, you simply focus on the NEC, you're willing to put in the time, you're willing to work through the units, you know that we're here to help you. If you're willing to do that, then there is no better exam prep program around. If you go to weekend cram courses, you're going to have so much thrown down your throat, you're going to forget it. There's no way you'll retain it. There is a method to the madness. So with that, even though our courses give you access for a year, I encourage you to go over to our website, masterthenec.com, and on the very front page of our website, scroll down. You'll see a sample of our 60-day and our 90-day plan. These are very unique plans to our program, and download them. They're free, and they kind of give you an idea on how you might use our Fast Tracks program to prepare for an exam. These are just study guides. Of course, you can follow them or not, but in order to achieve success, if you follow these programs, then you can have success in our program. Okay, so check it out over on our website, masterthenec, all one word, .com, or electricalcodeacademy.com, or .net, or even .org, if you will. And you can learn all you need to know about our programs. And if you have any questions, you know we're always here for you to give a shout out to us at info at masterthenec.com, or just go to the website. You see a contact us button. You can reach out to us at any time. Till next time, folks, stay safe. God bless. And again, make smart choices for your future. We know that our programs are the smart choice.